This week's parashat Kedoshim, as the name sounds like, is dealing with kedusha, with how to be holy. And it starts off by Daber Adonai el Moshe lemor. God spoke to Moshe saying, Daber el kol adat bnei Yisrael, speak to the whole assembly of the Jewish people, v'amarta lehem, and tell them, Kedoshim tiyu, be holy. Ki kadosh ani Adonai Elohechem, because I am holy, Hashem your God. God is saying, I'm holy. Since I'm holy, you should be holy. It's a parasha that goes through many halachot about how to be holy people in all different ways, in how we act with each other, and what we eat, and how we relate to God. It's kedusha, it's holiness, it's spirituality in all different kind of ways. And there's an unbelievable Ramban at the beginning of the parasha. It's actually a midrash, says the Ramban. In the very beginning, first pasuk, Midrash Vayikra Rabbah, and the Midrash Vayikra Rabbah, Yiskiru ala parasha azo, they say the following. Rabbi Levi Omer, says Rabbi Levi, Mipnei shaserta dibrot kulot betocha. He says, why, the Rambam's talking about why does Hashem want to speak to everybody? What's so important about this week's parasha, that kol adat bnei Yisrael, all the Jewish people are coming to listen? Says Rabbi Levi in the Midrash, because the aserta dibrot are included in the whole parasha. And if you go through the parasha and you look through all the mitzvot, you're going to see a great link between the 10 Commandments and this week's parasha. And it says, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, says in the Midrash, it said in the 10 Commandments, I am the Lord your God, Uktifacha, it says in our parasha, Ani Hashem Elokechem. It says in the 10 Commandments, Lo yelecha, you can't have other gods. Uktifacha, Belohim asecha lo ta'asu lachem, and you can't make idols, molten gods for you over here. It says Lo tisa over there. It says over here, Velo tishave'u bishmi, and it goes on through all 10 commandments and shows you where you could find the 10 commandments in this week's parasha. It's actually interesting to look at the different midrashim, look at the different rishonim, and they might count up that list slightly differently. But you have over here the Ramban going through this midrash. The 10 commandments are hidden, the 10 in this week's parasha. So I wanted to look at a couple of the examples they give when it comes to the ben adam lechavero. Because the second half, it says, it says in the 10 Commandments, honor your parents. And this is over here, Ishimo v'aviv tira'u, and it says by us, every man should fear their parents. It says lo tirtzach in the 10 Commandments, and it says over here, lo ta'amod al dam re'echa, you can't stand idly by while your fellow's blood is being shed. It says over here, and I'll fast forward a little bit. It says, lo ta'aneh, don't bear false witness. It says in our parasha, lo telech rachil, don't be a gossip monger. It says in the 10 Commandments, lo tahmod. It says by us, v'havta re'echa kamocha, you should love your neighbor like yourself. So if you look a little bit closer at the connection between the two, so I heard a great question. I said, it's not actually not true. It's not the exact same thing. When the 10 Commandments says lo tirtzach, don't murder, that's not the same thing as our parasha, lo ta'amod al dam re'echa, don't stand idly by. And when it says don't covet, that's not the same thing as love your neighbor like yourself. When it says don't bear false witness, that's not the same thing as speaking rechilut, as speaking gossip about somebody. They aren't exactly the same thing. So here's the idea that I heard. The 10 Commandments are the base really for all of society. We see that the Torah and Judaism has spread to the entire world, basically, and at least most of the world. And the 10 Commandments became a staple of Judeo-Christian values in most of the world today. They've taken on the 10 Commandments. But I heard when it comes to being a Jew and when it comes to being a holy Jew, Kedoshim, the 10 Commandments are not enough. Lo tirtzach, don't murder. That's for the whole world. How should a Jew understand the words lo tirtzach, don't murder? We have to understand it in our parsha in the holy sense, lo ta'amod adam re'echa. Don't stand idly by when somebody else is getting hurt. You know what it is not to murder for a Jew? To not stand by when other people are getting murdered, when other people are being hurt. You have to step up and stop it and protect them. You know what it means when it says don't bear a false witness? It means don't speak bad about other people. And you know what it means, lo tahmod? You know what it means not to covet? It's not enough for a Jew just not to be jealous of somebody else or not to want what he has. To not covet for to not covet for a Jew means v'havta re'echa kamocha. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. That's how far we have to go. For a Jew, not coveting is not enough. We actually have to love each other. Cool ideas, Kedoshim, Shabbat Shalom.